This week, we've been focusing on the power of healing, from the toll of the coronavirus, political discord, to racial inequality.
Tonight, a glimpse into some frank and sometimes uncomfortable conversations two spiritual leaders are having about bias and why they say seeing a person's color is the first step in achieving real change.
Danielle Wiggins has this story.
When there are wounds,
it hurts me that this is what it has to resolve to.
There's a need for proper healing because unhealed wounds are prone to infection.
There's something that says you should be afraid. And so the healing in me occurs when I have a safe place in Koran.
Gordon Hayberg and Koran Bishop met nearly 3 years ago. Their intention was to form a relationship that would help address and reconcile racial wounds. Their first meeting, though, was a little uncomfortable.
We joke about it being the awkward first date because we were like, we just don't know anything about each other.
Thankfully, the person that connected us kind of knew that we had a similar heart for kids and for Christ and seeing racial reconciliation happen in our communities.
The two, who are both ministry leaders in Summit County, continued to meet and found common ground. Both are husbands and fathers, and both are runners. However, there's a big difference between them, and in order for the process of racial healing to begin, they say that difference needed to be acknowledged.
I used to wave a banner that says, I don't see color. There's no race but the human race. For me to say, you don't see color, Koran, you taught me, well then that means you don't see me.
As a black man who grew up in the inner city, Koran says seeing a person's color is imperative to seeing change.
First, I have to see your color. Then I can see the division in our nation, and now we can start to heal the two sides.
The two believe racial healing is a process of looking within.
Let's start with the fact that there's a difference, and let's address what's going on inside of me that is not accepting of the difference.
The idea for us today, right, is to address the mess that's going on inside.
Sparked by the death of George Floyd and the video of a white police officer pressing his knee on Floyd's neck for nearly 9 minutes, Gordon and Koran took their process of addressing their own mess public. The two had a candid conversation on Facebook Live in an effort to find ways to heal from what the nation saw.
I don't care what he did. He didn't deserve that.
They discussed everything from bias in hiring, the reasons why black people adjust the way they talk and act around white people, a practice known as code switching, and the image of Jesus as a white man.
You got to realize not everybody's connecting with that.
In the end, their hope is to be an example of how seeing color,
Gordon actually cares about me as an individual,
and addressing one's own bias within a secure relationship,
Koran's a safe place for me,
can begin to mend wounds and produce racial healing. Danielle Wiggins, 3 News.
Another example of why conversations about some pretty tough subjects at times are so important to understanding, and you just hope that what we're experiencing overall is a movement and not a moment.
Exactly, so true. But those are the conversations that have to be had to move forward. Amazing piece by Danielle.
Yeah, definitely. It is now 6.